Well, hello, gang. How's everyone doing tonight? Everybody can hear me now, right? I'll start with the hellos. Dwight from Troy Express, he was in here first. Hello, Dwight. Then Ray Burleson. Hello, Ray. How you doing? Glad to see you in here. Then Johnny from BNC System Short Line. How you doing, Johnny? Then we got, let's see who else came in. I know somebody else did. John from Schuylkill Valley River. How's it going? I'm sure tax time is keeping you busy. I got mine done and I even got my return already, which was great. They really did a good job this year. So that's all hello so far. So, um, yeah, I've been doing a lot of different things now. Um, there are containers that I've been making for the container cars. And if I go back to this one, I think it is. There. And we make this one big. All those blue cars, they're my well cars that I need to get the containers for. Originally, the containers I had didn't have no way to keep them stackable. And when the train would go around a corner, one would fall off or one would get out of alignment. So now these here all have pins in them, and I can tilt it over and it won't come off. So I got 20 footers, stuff like that. So I got to paint some of them different colors. I think, I don't know if I'm going to do that or just keep them white. Do you have any reefer containers? No, they're just all regular containers for cargo and stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing there. That's that train. It's been sitting there waiting for the containers. Those cars are real light, so I need to get. Hey, Papa John, welcome. And so, I mean, no picture. So anyway, um, Dan's Model Railroading Journey. How you doing, Dan? Welcome. So that's that train. Then if we go to this scene, there's the oil tank cars. I didn't get them all up there yet. Still working on it. Yeah. So that's that train. And then I got a mail call I want to show you guys. I just got today. Can't see the tank cars. Um, you don't see the view there. Blank screen. How's it blank? You see me? Nope. You know, StreamYard did some changes here. I don't know what the heck they're doing. I only see you in the little screen. Okay. Let me see. Why isn't this showing up? Oh, wait a minute. me see. I can't get it to bring up a second screen now. You know, this beta garbage. Hi, Barbara. Welcome. They got this thing on StreamYard now, scenes. And I think that's what's screwing me up here. Hey, Floyd. Welcome. Let's see. Present. Let me stop sharing and start sharing again. Let's stop sharing. Present. Share screen. Let me try this again. Window. Okay. Choose share. Okay, can you see that now? Can you see me and the oil tank cars now? Now it works. Thanks, John. Yeah, so that's the oil tank cars that I 3D printed. That's Joe Rader's box car in the front there. And some oil tank cars I purchased at a train show. I picked up for a couple bucks a piece. Because that was before I was able to get the printing to work on the tank cars. So that's that. Did you guys see the, let me go back to the first screen that I showed. These are the well cars. I'll just go over it again quick because the well cars, and that's what these containers are for that I make and never there. So that's what that is. That's my oil refinery back there. And my oil fields pumps are down right now. I'm waiting for some new motors to come in. They'll be here. Hey, Pete from Delphin Junction, welcome. And so that's that. And then let me see, is there anything else I want to show you on this? We go to this scene. I'm going to talk about something else I'm working on. I think I can rotate this around to there. Okay. Thanks, John. What I'm doing is changing over how I work with my turnouts. Currently, I have 10 push button panels around the layout. There's one on this side. There's 1, 2, 3 here, 4. There was some up on the third level. There's one here in the front by this, below this track here. And they were all over the place, and I would have to remember where they were. So what I did, let me go back to 1 again. I'm going to show you this thing. This is what I'm going to use now. This is DC Concepts Alpha Central. Has 12 push buttons on there. And then there's a thing there, you can label them all. Okay. And this here, when all you do is plug this into your system. I use NCE, so I just plug this into one of the ports on the PCB board, and then you just set the address. And unfortunately, you can't do random addresses. Like I start out with address 100 is my first turnout. And so what it'll do is I'll set it in here 100, and then it makes this 100, 101, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. for 12 addresses. So it's all sequential. Hey, Mike, welcome. Keep it on the tracks. So that's what I'm doing now. And then in that area where I'm going to show you, let's go back to that view. Why doesn't this thing, oh, now you have to hit shift 2 to get it to come up? What the heck is that? Shift plus 2. Stop sharing, and I'll share it again. It's weird how whatever they did, I don't know what they're doing anymore. So let me just share the screen again. Okay, so over here now, what I'm going to do is put a shelf here, about a 6-inch deep shelf across here, and these panels will all come out. I don't know what I'm going to do with the EV1s and the alpha meters. I'll figure that out once I get the shelf up there. I'm going to 3D print brackets to hold the shelf up. I just got to get to, hey Heath, welcome. Glad to see you in here. This shelf will hold these alpha centrals. And then I'll have all the push buttons in one location. I won't have to worry about running all over the place. And in the name, in the tag field here, it'll be the turnout address. So, and then like all these push buttons have LEDs in them. So there's like 1,000 wires going to all these panels. So all that stuff is coming out. And the wires from the turnouts and all that stuff I won't need no more. So I'm going down to minimalistic wiring on there. Yeah, you do? Yeah, alpha meter. Yeah, I have 2 of them there. They work really good. They give me the rating, and then I have one of those original ones on this side of the layout. You can't see it from the camera. That gives me my first command station, and then these are the other 2 boosters. These are all districts. I have 3 districts on my layout. So that's the plan, to get a board to go across here, 3D print some brackets to hold it. There's a 4-inch piece of wood here. From the top of the layout down, there's a 4-inch piece that I can screw the brackets into to hold that shelf up. And a couple brackets across there will hold it up. The alpha central is not that heavy. It's pretty light. So I missed it. What switch machines are you switching to? Oh, I'm not switching the machines. I'm getting rid of all of these push buttons and panels. I'm taking them all off the layout. That's what I'm doing. And so that's what I'm working on. And unfortunately, thank you, Floyd. Appreciate that. Don't forget to hit that like button. And also happy birthday to John at Schuylkill Valley River. So I'm going to put the LEDs on the fascia next to where a turnout is. Like right here, there's a turnout. Right by the billboard up there, there's a turnout right there. So I'll put two LEDs right there, a green and a red. And then I'll have a label with the turnout is. Hey, Tammy and Ray, how you doing? Welcome. So that's what's going on there. And I ordered 3 more of these from Iron Planet Hobbies. And thanks to Heath, I got a nice little discount off of them. Unfortunately, I need 4 of these because I have 60 turnouts on my layout. So I need 1 more. And I'll just wait until they get them in. That'll keep me busy for a while. So since they all are sequentially numbered on those Alpha Centrals, I went through and counted up all my turnouts. And I found that I had missed a couple numbers. So I'm in the process of renumbering those turnouts. I've done 3 so far, and I got 5 more to renumber. And I just take a time and yeah, I know. So that's what I'm going to do is renumber some of the turnouts. Then I got to fix my JMRI panels to have the new number in it, stuff like that. So it's going to be a little project to get that done. So I got to go to Home Depot and get a piece of wood and stuff like that. Once I get the shelf up, then the other ones will come in. So that's that. And today I ran from my yard train with my Nevo camera out, and I was testing the track. I found a new way to clean track, and when I use this method, the track comes out like it's brand new, shiny new, and it's bright as can be. And I'm going to make me big again, and I'm going to show you what I got. I was just watching a video of some guy. He showed a way to clean his track. And the only thing about the guy is he didn't tell you what the thing was he was using. He just told you it was used in the automotive paint world to shine off the paint to the metal and not damage the metal. And he told you he got it at Harbor Freights. So I'm going, okay, I went on Harbor Freights. I couldn't find anything. So then I asked Jim Tedesco, because he worked in the automotive field, and he tried to help me. He couldn't find it either. Then I was on Jerry's live stream, watching him on a live stream, and I asked him the question. Then he looked it up, and he found something. And then I went to Harbor Freights and took a picture of what Jerry found. And then I found a bigger pad that matched what he had. And this is what I got. Okay. It is, and I don't know if you can read that, but it's twist lock surface conditioning fiber discs, 120 grit, and they're 3-inch pads. And on the back of the pad, I'll take one out and I'll show you, has that thing on it. And that you plug into a pneumatic and it spins, and that's how they do the panels and stuff on the cars. Well, I peel that off, and then I cut out 2 pieces, like so. And what I then do is I sand down the surface to make it smoother. It's a little rough, but I just sand it down with some fine sanding paper. No, they're not. No, they don't. They do not do that, Heath. These things do not damage the track at all. And let me tell you, I put these on and I ran my trains and not a hiccup at all. And that's why I was doing it on the Helix. Like I said, it took me 2 days to clean the Helix. Just to let you know, guys, Barbara may not be chatting too much. She fell down the other day and cracked her kneecap, so she's kind of in pain and stuff like that. She's been out of commission for since Saturday, I think it was, this past weekend. And so just bear with her. She'll get back to you in a minute or two. So anyway, these guys here really worked well. So this here box car was a track cleaning car, and it had this on it. So with the help of Jim Tedesco, I designed this to replace this pad. And then I'm going to put a piece of this on there, and then I'll be able to run this around and clean it in spots where it's hard to reach and stuff like that. So I'll let you know how it works out. But from what I saw in this guy's video, and he's been doing it for over a year, and he scrubs it all the time, is working. It's not sandpaper. They're fiber discs, and you can't sand down anything with these things. Okay, when you run them directly like this on a tool, it just buffers off the paint so they can repaint it and stuff. So, hey Todd, how you doing? Welcome. Okay, Johnny, thanks for stopping in. Have a good one. And so I'm gonna try this method. There's no liquid, none of this other garbage for cleaning tracks. And I mean, I had to do it by hand because I didn't have the car working yet, and it took me a while. So I got most of the levels done, but I still have a lot more to go. I have the whole 3rd level to do, and the yard was cleaned before, so I'm not sure about that. So, but that's what I got, and that's what works. So I'll keep you all posted on how it works out. But I thought it was going to do damage to the track too, and it just took off all the gunk and all that junk, and it's shiny as you can be. 2000 to 4000 grit, yeah. Technically sandpaper, but not. Yeah, well, I know, but you know, it's better than using alcohol, which is not good because that creates pits, and you don't want pits in there for electrical reasons and stuff like that. So I used to use alcohol in extreme conditions where I couldn't get it clean for whatever reason. I would take the alcohol on there, but I watched a lot of other videos, people telling you not to use alcohol on your track. So I don't use alcohol on my track anymore. So these here are 36-foot flat cars. I reprinted them. They used to be these guys, but these guys were printed with resin. And that was on my first resin printer. They printed out fine. They worked fine. But what happened was the hole where the screw went in cracked, and then the wheel would fall off. So I said, okay. So I printed it on film it, and I just have to put decals on. This is a CSX car, so I have to print the decals for these, and then I can put these back on the track. So IPA is fine if it's 91% or 99%. If it's 70%, you don't want to use on your layout due to high water content. Well, IPA 99 or 91% is still going to make pits in your track, and then you're going to have arcing, and that's not what you want. So you can use it in a pinch, but I wouldn't use it as a regular cleaning tool for your track. So anyway, that's that. And then over here are a bunch of cars that I weathered the wheels. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. Probably not. It's pretty dark. But the wheels are all weathered now. I painted the rust color on the wheels, and then the trucks got painted with another color, rust color. I was using these things to paint them with. These little micro Q-tips things, and a bottle of Mission, what's it called? Mission Models Dark Rust. That's the color I was using. So I got turned on to paint pens all of a sudden. I got a box of 36 of them, but there was no rust colors in there. So I watched another YouTube video and found a guy who was using Woodland Scenics rail paint, and that's what he painted his wheels with. So it's rust color. So yeah, see, that's another thing with traction tires. It's going to be tough. So that's what I'm going to do. I ordered some paint pens off of eBay, and the guy is just down the road from where I am. So he just shipped it out already. I could have went down there and picked it up from him. But I'm going to share another screen with you guys. Present. Stop share. Present. Share screen. Window there. Share. Okay. I don't know if any of you saw my video I just put up today, but I was on Jerry's stream the other night, and we were talking about a tunnel and that goes through the mountain, and there was a debate on the whereabouts of this tunnel. So I told him I was going to go out and find it today. So we found it on Google Map, but you couldn't see the tunnel really on Google Map. You could see the railroad tracks, but the tunnel, you can see all the trees around here. So that was, no, that's not in Pennsylvania. This is in New Jersey, Mike. And so I didn't go close to it, and there was no trains coming through. I parked my car in an inn that was nearby, and then I walked about a mile to get to here. And there was a bunch of northern, southern work crew guys there, looking at their working on the tracks, but they weren't on the tracks. They were just sitting around BSing. So I walked up and talked to them, and they said, "Be careful. The police will come, or the railroad police come up, and this is all private property." But I was hoping a train would come through. But as I was walking to get here, it was a dirt road, so it was kind of tough. So to get there, but it was all water, mud, and snow, and ice still on there. And this is all like a wooded area and everything. And as I was walking there, a couple of trains walked by. "Hey, Alfonso, welcome. How you doing?" And so the two trains went by, but I didn't see them come in or out of the tunnel. I just saw them there. So that's what I went to do today, to find this tunnel. So now I know where it is. Maybe I'll go rail fanning there, or try to find the other side of it. And then off to the right of this tunnel, there's even an old abandoned tunnel. Yeah, right. That's right, trackside. So there's an abandoned tunnel, but the guy says he don't think you can walk through it because it's caved in some places or something like that. So so that's that. And then let's see, what else do I want to show you guys? I could take that down. And I do have somewhere here. There we go. Let me share this. Present, share, window, share. Okay. This is the train with my new Mevo camera on the back end, going down the helix. This came out of the yard. I had a little problem coming out of the yard. The engine stopped, and I just got done cleaning the track, and I knew that wasn't a problem, but the wheels were spinning. And here, what was happening was the oil tank car, and the car behind it is a well car that's carrying the Memo camera. They were hitting the bridge abutment, so I had to pull that out and widen it a little bit so that the cars would fit through there. They go in the other way, no problem, but it was coming out. The angle of it was hitting. So let's run this. It's going to be loud, I think. I don't know if I can turn the volume down on it. Yeah, it's at 100%. Let me just drop it down a little bit so it doesn't blast us out. So that's the Mevo camera that Sparky told me about. And he's going around. And this is after I got done cleaning the track with that thing, so no hiccups at all. And you can hear the clickety clack from the engine. Yeah, it's a Shell oil tanker, two domes on it. So that it goes. I think it goes down about 4 or 5 levels. Then I have to stop it because there's a red signal on the line. Alfonso, I'm all DCC, no analog DC. No. Only place I have analog DC is on my workbench. Those, Ray, are what I 3D printing. Those are the crank cars that I 3D printed. And this is speed step 9, I think it was. 8 or 9. So now I'll run some more trains on the Helix, make sure I can go from the top to the bottom and stuff like that. Some of the turnouts on the Helix automatically switch. I have sensors there, and it switches the turnout once it hits that sensor, so it's on the right track. And yeah, you can see other parts of the layout when you're coming around. See there, those orange markers there? They're sensors for the turnouts. And that automatically switches the turnout. Like these two tracks merge together at a Y turnout, and it switches it. So now it's switched over to the outside track, and the train he's running through. But now there's another turnout coming up, and you'll see, I just had to stop because you can see the red signal right there. I'm just moving it up to the bow marker right now. See, there's the red signal right there. So that was the run nice and smooth. So I've got to run a couple more up and down this now. And that's the end of that video. So let's stop sharing that. Put me back. Yeah, the only DC I have, Alfonso, is on my workbench. So, so that's what I've been working on, keeping real busy. Looks like a submarine to me. Yeah, well, yeah, it took a while to get them tankers to print out. Jim and I worked on a couple of them, and he sent me a revised model, and then that started working, and that's what I printed out. I printed out single domes and double domes, stuff like that. So I can remove that. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing here, keeping me busy. And the Beatles. Yeah. Are you guys hearing any weird noises now? Like earlier tonight, you were hearing a lot of different sounds coming out, or is this my voice you're hearing now? Because I can hear back in my, I can still hear the thunder and lightning back from me. I don't know if you can hear that or not on here. Yeah, you know what a duck butt looks like up close. I don't know. Yeah. I didn't see any wildlife out there. look at it closely, Heath, but I'm not going to see any scratches on there. I already looked at it, and because I did it on my workbench first, and I didn't see nothing at all. So I used my glasses that has that high magnification, and I looked at the track. No. I should have kept the piece of track that I had to remove one time. Wasn't working, couldn't get it to work, and couldn't figure it out. Then I ran my finger over it. I felt a little indent, and then I looked at with my glasses with the magnifying on it, and I saw it was pitted, and that was from containers. You mean here? These you're talking about, Lloyd? My workbench out in my train room has all the containers on it now. Let me see if I can show you that. They're just sitting there, waiting to be put on a track. If I go here and do this, go here and bring up this view, and if I go over here, yeah, here we go. Okay, Barbara, have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Let me share this screen again. Okay, these are all the tank cars. This shelf, I finally got around. I have 3 pieces of track up there, and I put all the engines. They're all the engines I need to work on. There's 3 rows of them. And then that box on the top is a steamer. I don't know if I'll ever get that to work. No, triple stacks. There's no such thing as a triple stack in the real world for containers. Now, if we go down here, I think I can bring this down lower. Yep, taking right to my workbench. There's all the container cars. There's all the rest of my tank cars. I have 2 70-footers. There's 3 domes, and then a bunch of 2 domes and a couple of single domes are there. So, yeah, well, there's no bridges high enough for a triple stack. I had to make adjustments on my layout to get the Mevo camera to go around everywhere. And yeah, that's the ones you were talking about. Yeah. So, you might, yeah, as the train was going around, you must have saw them on the table, Floyd. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's what I'm talking. That's the ones. Yeah, they're waiting to go up on that train. There'll be 30 tank cars there in that train. So I have a box I got today, and I'm going to cut it open off camera here. And this ain't going to take as long as Heath's unboxing. Just an invoice, paper, and get rid of the box. And this is a new Athearn NS SD40-2. It's DCC ready. I just have to put a decoder in it. And That came in today. So I just have to get a decoder to put in there and then go from there. Our tank cards properly marked with hazmat placards. Yep. If we go, I gotta stop sharing, present again, share screen again, window. I don't like the way StreamYard did this. I don't know if you can see them. I have a placard card on each one of those tanker cars, Alfonso, and it has decal on it. They're on the side, one side they're on. So we go back to here. And so, yeah, so I got a lot of work ahead of me. I've been changing the turnout addresses. I do a couple a day. I don't have too many more to do now. Hey, Randall, welcome. I didn't see you pop in here, but glad you're in here. Good to see you. So, let's see. What else can I tell you? Johnny left. He wanted to know what I was printing. And this is just a bridge abutment. Hey, Joe Rader, welcome. When I rose the bridge, let's see, which screen is that? This one here. Okay. Let me see if I can move this camera down a little bit. There we go. Okay. And then we'll move it over a little bit. There. That bridge there was a half an inch short, too low. And so I had to raise it. So I had to pull out all this track on both sides of the bridge. And I got some Woodland Scenics starter risers. And I put 0 to half inch in there and rose the bridge a half an inch. And now from that track that goes underneath the bridge, I can run the Mevo camera down through there, and I can run double stack well cars through there. So, and then as I was looking at this, I said, you know, I don't really like the way this track is right on the edge of the layout, and there was nothing protecting it. So I decided to put these bridge abutments there along the track. And I'm going to end the inside one right here. And then this one here is going to go all the way around to the other side on the outside. So that way if something falls over, the only reason I thought of that was I was having problems on this curve here. Let me move the camera over to there and move it down a little bit. This curve here, the car was, I was just testing an engine with a car, and it kept on derailing all the time in the same spot, derailing. And so then what I did is I super elevated this curve. It's the only super elevated curve I have on my layout. And all I had to do was take a piece of tape and build it up on the side, and then the the roadbed elevated just enough, and then once that happened, now the train runs through there nice and smooth. So that's just a transitional track that goes from this layout up in the upper right hand corner where you see that bridge. This section here, that's a town called Rosemont, and the town that this is Murrayfield. So to get to from Rosemont to Murrayfield, and to get to the helix and everything from Murrayfield, you have to go through Rosemont, and then this town that's above here, above all these panels here, that's Lower Grimsby, and that takes you into the helix. So this turnout, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but let me put the mouse over here. Maybe you'll see it on the camera. Yeah, this turnout right here is this goes around and loops around, and then it comes out over the bridge and onto here. And then this hooks into the track system on Murrayfield. And so the turnout up here a bit, that had a different number than this turnout. So it's just like a crossing. So I made this turnout and this turnout up here. If I could, I think I might be able to bring the camera to there to show you that turnout. Let me see, go out a little bit. Yeah, that turnout right there, that used to be 111, and the one I was showing you was 103. Now they're both 103. So that means with the alpha mimic, when I hit button for 103, it'll change both of these turnouts. And I hit it again, and it changes them both back. So that took a while, and then I had to redo the dwarf signals for these turnouts and all that. So there's a lot of work involved when you renumber a turnout. It's not just renumber the turnout. And some of these first ones were the tortoise machines. So I don't have to do anything at the machine side. I have to go to the switch 8 and reprogram that port that it's on. So I had to find out which port it was on. Unfortunately, I have that documented in a file on my computer, so I know which ones are which. And it made it easy to find the ones that go, for the to change. And I just changed them, got on my power tab and set it, and then boom, 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 it all worked. And then just went to the JMRI panels and changed them there. And now, as you can see on the top of this one signal house, let me just get over there. That white object on top of the signal box, that's the marker for the turnout. The other side has that turnout number, 111. Well, I'm going to reuse that where 111, I renamed a turnout for 111. That'll go there. I have to make a new 103 for this one. So I have the decals. I just have to print them out. And then I have all these white things that I 3D printed. Those were a file that Jim Tedesco gave me a long time ago. So that's how I identified all my turnouts, by those numbers there. Hey, Dave, welcome. Glad you're in here. So that's, oh, you're working now, Randall? Keeping them trains moving? So that's another little thing that I have to do in getting that done. And then I'm going to do some operations work. I got to move trains into this siding that's here. and I got to test the three-way switch that they go on. I don't know if I can get to the three-way and show you, but that's that number. That three-way has two motors on it, and I had to renumber the one motor to 111. So now I have a sequential order up to 25, and that's 100 and that's 125, not number 25, up to 125. And then 26 and 27 were the two numbers that I skipped. I went to 28 and 29. So the last two numbers I had, I'm going to make them 26 and 27. And that's good, Randall. And then I'll be all sequenced, and then the alpha mimics or the alpha centrals will be able to control each button. And in the turnout and stuff like that. And it even works with three ways. They work with single crossovers and double crossovers, as long as the addresses are the same, then you don't waste a button. If you have a two different addresses, which you can have, then you tie up two buttons, and I set them all up as the same address on both sides, so it works. So my double crossovers and also the double slip, they have it to work with. So I have a bunch of macros that I set up in my NCE system to control the different orientations for the double slip up on my third level, and I gotta work that out with the Alpha Central and see how that works. So, and then the other thing I have to order is the Alpha Mimics. Those are the devices that the LEDs I'm going to need for putting in the fascia to control them. So when they see address 100 change, it'll go from red to green, and change back, it'll go from green to red or red to green, back and forth to do that. So that's what I'm looking for, and I got one of them coming on the shows. I was asking people if they knew where Rogersville, Missouri was, and everybody's asking me, why, Roger, you going on a trip there? No. Iron Planet Hobbies is just down the road from the post office in Rogersville, Missouri. And I ordered this Mimic board from DCC Concepts from Iron Planet Hobbies, and they shipped it out real quick, and it was sitting in the post office for 5 days and no movement. It just said pending acceptance. So I called up Iron Planet Hobbies, and they said, yeah, the date on was the 20th. It was. They said that they dropped off over 2,000 packages at the post office on the 20th, and one of them was my 2,000 packages. And I was talking to the postmaster in my local post office one day, and they don't scan the packages like FedEx guys do. You know, like I work for FedEx, and we had to scan them by hand with the things. Even when it would go on the belt, we'd have to scan the items on the belts and everything by hand. post office uses a computer scanner, and it's on a belt, and they scan them all in. And I says, it shouldn't take that long to scan in 2,000 packages. So then I started calling up the post office, and then I was on hold for 45, 50 minutes and never got through and everything. So then I looked up the postmaster in Rogersville, Missouri. So I called his number, and it went to voicemail. And I left him a pretty, not a nasty message, but a pretty strong message. I said, what's going on in your post office? You got problems, blah, blah, blah. Shouldn't take 5 days to scan a package. I left 2 messages with him. He never called me back, but within an hour after I called him the second time, that package moved and now it's on its way. So it'll be here Saturday. So it's just unbelievable on what's going on in the post office and stuff like that. So it'll be, I think it's going to be here tomorrow. I don't know. I had to check my phone because there is I got one package coming tomorrow. Where did this come from? Oh no, that's from, Springfield, Missouri. It departed from Springfield, Missouri, and it's due here Saturday. That's from I'm Plant Hobbies. And this here thing is, what's coming tomorrow is the motors for my oil pumps. I gotta replace them. Okay, Floyd, thanks for stopping in. Have a good night. We'll see you again soon. Take care. Yeah, probably, Joe. Yeah, I'll tell you. Hey, Joe, guess what? That Conrail engine, I still haven't gotten it to work. And I found out that, remember we had problems getting the solder to stick on the top piece, that metal that I burn out my Dremel tool on? Well, I put I had the burned out decoder. I sent it back to Soundtracks, and they worked on it and then sent it back to me. But I never got around to working on it. Now that I had my workbench cleaned off, I said I'm going to start working on engines. So I worked on engines one day, and I put the decoder back in, and it wouldn't work. And I said, why isn't it working? Here, I started touching those wires that were soldered onto that metal, and they just came right off. So I said, and I tried to put more solder on there, and it wouldn't solder. Put flux on it, still wouldn't solder. So I don't know what that metal is. So what I did was I drilled a hole into that metal. Well, 2 holes I put in, and then I filled up the hole with solder, and then I soldered the wire on it. But I think the wire was touching the solder and the metal, and it shorted out the decoder again, so I have to send it back again. So what I got to do is put a little electrical liquid around that hole, and then solder the wire, onto that solder. Maybe I'll make the wire shorter too, and get that to work. So, maybe drill a tap in a screw. Yeah, maybe that'd be even better. Then I can put like an eyelet on the wire, and then have the screw down to the eyelet. Yeah, that's a good idea, Joe. Yeah, I have a 256 tap that I can use. That's what I'll do. So then that'll keep it in place. Yeah, that'll work. That's a good idea, Joe. Thanks. Yeah, so I had another TSU 2200 that they sent me back to, and so I decided to use that one in the Conrail engine instead of the one that was supposed to, that I had for it, and I put that one in. That didn't burn out, but the speakers wouldn't work. I tried different speakers. I called up a Soundtrack, spoke to George, and he said maybe the output isn't working on that decoder. And I did it. He said, do a factory reset. That doesn't do it, then send it back to us. So I got the paperwork. I just have to find a small package to put it in and ship it out. And then I can work on those. So I'm going to do that. And the reason I ordered this SD40-2 was I was going to use my two SP Southern Pacific dual engines that Jason the Train Freak put the decoders in. They're dual engines. There's two decoders in there, and when he did it, the motor mounts weren't. They were all corroded. They fell apart. They were plastic or something like that. So I ordered new motor mounts from Akron, and when I put them in, the motors wouldn't seat properly. The one side, the motor mount sat in the holes perfect. The other side, I couldn't put it in there. I pushed a screwdriver to push it down, nothing. So that's why I got this engine, and I'm just going to take the decoders out of those two engines and put them on a shelf and let them set. It's a shame, but they would have been nice to be running on the layout. But the other two engines that I have pulling the oil tank cars are both SD40-2s. So and they're both Atherans, and they all have Soundtrack decoders in. So this is what this will have, and then I'm going to have a triple header for that train. So that's it. Well, I think Heath is coming on now. So if you all want to give Heath a little love and stuff, I think I've wore out my welcome here. Don't worry, they made sure. So I want to thank everybody for stopping by and spending some time with me tonight. I appreciate it. I don't know why we didn't have a Cab Crew Wednesday for any of the other days in the month. I think Trackside Mike does the first week, and Tammy is supposed to do 1 week. I don't know what week she's supposed to do. I'm always the last week of the month. But if nobody is doing a Cab Crew Wednesday, I guess Derail Darrell is extremely busy with his personal life right now. So, and my pleasure, Dan. And everybody have a good night. And I might be popping up on other Wednesday nights just to cover for the guys that can't make it and stuff. So we're still waiting for Artie to get cleared and stuff like that. So we'll keep it going. I'll start popping up on Cab Crew Wednesdays I don't see anybody, and we'll go from there. So everybody have a good night, and thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you all again soon. Take care. Good night.